that, we'll move on to. We don't got anything for the NFL, do we?
Nah, not real. Not much going on, man.
No, the Bears haven't made any moves.
No,
not
much.
And except for
when you're Jay Cutler and your wife is in the news more than you are, then you know where you stand there in the pegging order there. So.
And I guess Alshon Jeffries may some of the rumors out there that he's not cooperating with contract negotiations.
No, he's not.
So he may be leaving.
For the Bears' first round draft pick is undersized for his position at linebacker. That's something. So I mean, he's got to put on the weight and stuff and actually be able to be strong. Got to be strong like an Urlacher, man.
Strong like bull.
That's right.
Yeah, Urlacher. I love the billboards on 294.
Oh, he's got the hair now?
Yeah.
Tackle balding with Brian Urlacher.
Is that what it says?
That's what it says. Brian Urlacher tackles balding. He's like a little old boy. He looks like a little old boy.
Yeah, dude. He doesn't look as mean.
He does not look as mean. And he's also not hitting the weights like he used to. He's happy. He's playing golf, man. He's just got married. So, I mean, good for him, man.
Yeah.
He's enjoying the retirement life, man.
So the Bears tight end is now a Patriot. What the hell's his name? The tight end that just left.
He's now joining the evil empire of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Yeah, where he'll probably get 20 touchdowns because they go to the running back or the tight end every play on third.
And the ball only weighs half as much, so there you go.
Yeah, right.
Right. And then you get to secretly film the defensive schemes from the other team, so you're all good there, buddy.
I know you're itching to talk about basketball, Jay.
I am, just because there's a lot going on, Tim. I know you're an NBA fan, as am I.
All right, so wait, before you get started,
go ahead.
we haven't been here since the Cavs won.
Yeah, man, what an outcome. What an outcome that to be a fan. I actually, unfortunately, I was not in front of a TV. I was stuck on a train, having to refresh my phone for as much as I could until I ran out of juice. And I had to basically go to my neighbors, and they basically gave me the lowdown of what was going on. But after one of the most exciting finishes in the history of the NBA, which saw LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers overcome a 3-1 deficit against the mighty Golden State Warriors, their NBA all-time best 73-9 record, and James put on 3 monster performances, Tim, if you remember those, in a row.
Oh, man.
NBA free agency started off with a bang.
Irving, too.
Irving had that decisive shot over Steph Curry, and he was absent last year. Remember, he was injured, but, man, he's got a shot on him, man. Uncle Drew has a shot on him.
Yeah.
Immediately after hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy, James confirmed that he had no intention of leaving Cleveland. Instead, the newly crowned NBA champs have traded for former Bulls sharpshooter Mike Dunleavy Jr. But Tim, that is not the only difference on the Bulls this coming season.
No?
Former first-round pick and youngest MVP in league history, Chicago native Derrick Rose is now a member of the New York Knicks.
What?
Ooh.
Boo.
Joining him in the Big Apple will be former Bulls center and one-time Defensive Player of the Year, New York native Mr. Joakim Noah. So who's looking a lot like Noah from the Old Testament, man, with all that long hair and beard.
Yeah, all he needs is like a white robe with a rope tied around.
That's how he's going to show up, man, to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, like a monk.
So now Rose and Noah, Timmer, who have been injury-plagued for much of the end of their respective tenures, will be bringing a fresh face and new attitude alongside All-Star Carmelo Anthony and the European. I know you know how to pronounce his name better than I do, sir.
Porzingis?
Oh,
that's my boy right
there. He can ball. The young man can ball.
7'2", this man shoots threes.
Yes, he does. He's like a Dirk Nowitzki and like a Stojakovic, Pedro Stojakovic.
Yeah, Pedro and Dirk.
That's right. The Bulls also have a new few faces on the west side, Tim. Joining All-Star Jimmy Butler will be Robin Lopez, who came along in the Rose deal. Rajon Rondo.
Man, that's an interesting name to throw out there.
That's right. Rajon Rondo, who's basically been a journeyman, started his career off with basically with Boston, man, and under when they had their big three of Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. Was their young stud before moving to Dallas and then to Sacramento. And to many people's surprise, coming home, former Heat star and 3-time NBA champ, Chicago native Dwayne Wade.
What?
Dwayne Wade comes with a bit of a criticism as the Bulls front office had declared that they wanted to get more younger. They wanted to get younger and more athletic.
Yeah.
But signing a 35-year-old Wade doesn't equate to that.
And Rondo's like 31.
And he's on the wrong side of 30. He can still ball, a little bit selfish. He's been known to be
Off
a little
the court,
bit of a diva. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's had some issues.
But yeah, it doesn't equate because he will help fill the void, basically, of losing fan favorites Derrick Rose and Noah. And some other news before I give my opinion on the whole Wade signing.
All right.
Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant wasn't in a better position, he couldn't beat him. Now he has to join him. Talking about being up 3-1, he couldn't seal the deal with Oklahoma City Thunder, so he joins the evil empire that is now the Golden State Warriors, the Western Conference champion, and last year's NBA champion, Golden State Warriors.
There's got to be some rule in the league that says you can't be a top 5 player
and just join another super team.
Join the top 1 or 2 teams.
That's the business, baby. That's the business. Now they're a super duper team, not just a super team.
No, and here's the scenario. Golden State would have went to the finals again next year.
Right.
OKC will not go back to the divisional finals without KD.
Well, they still got Russell Westbrook. You still got it. Now it's his team now.
Yeah, but you're missing that huge piece of offense.
Yeah, you are. Well, and everything's going to go through. I mean, even the time when Durant was injured, they still played pretty good basketball with Russell Westbrook. He's a beast. Talk about somebody that did come back from a knee injury, Tim, and was still able to regain his own self.
That is true.
And Kevin Durant is not the only one. Dwight Howard is heading home to his hometown to join the Atlanta Hawks.
Man, there's a man that gets a lot of heat or shade thrown at him when I don't think he really deserves it, man.
He's all right, man. He's a decent player, but I mean, honestly, he didn't make it work. He's supposed to be the guy replacing Shaq with the Lakers, and he couldn't get along with Kobe Bryant.
But Shaq couldn't either.
Well, I mean, but they still won. They three-peated.
Yeah, I just want to play basketball.
They won 3 championships, man, and that's still pretty damn. I mean, Phil made it work and the triangle offense there, but yeah, I mean, Dwight Howard, man, couldn't do it with Orlando, couldn't do it with the Lakers, couldn't do it with the Hawks. Now couldn't do it with the Rockets, rather, the Houston Rockets, and they had James Harden, who just re-upped as well, man. 4 years just re-upped with the Houston Rockets there. You want to talk some baseball?
Not especially.
I got some Cubs notes here. I know you're a Cubs fan.
How about we talk Sox first?
All right. Well, what you got for Sox, buddy?
Well, today's game, the Sox, Chris Sale is going for his 15th win, which would have made him like the 6th pitcher in White Sox history to have 15 wins before the All-Star break.
Still a stud.
Still a stud, but he gave up 8 runs.
Oh, boy.
And the Sox did lose.
So the Atlanta Braves, man.
Who killed the Cubs, too.
Yes, they did, man.
What is going on with that team?
They're considered the worst team in baseball.
I understand,
but look at them.
And bums are hitting grand slams,
My
dude.
gosh, man.
It's, I don't know. I think what it is people know the All-Star break is coming, so they can let their hair down a little bit.
A little bit.
You know, Madden probably not calling all the guys out or making all the subs because he's trying to rest people. A lot of the guys in the Cubs are playing every day.
Right.
And they play multiple positions because, Madden likes to play pitchers in the outfield and that kind of stuff. So Chris Sale didn't get his 15th win, but it's still an ace in the AL for sure.
Absolutely.
Top 5.
He's our stud. We don't have any hitters, but he's our stud.
Maybe Robin will come back and put a jersey on and
get knocked out by Nolan Ryan again?
Yeah, he got speared.
he got headlocked and then boom, boy.
He got Goldberg.
That's right. But on the Cubs side, MLB All-Star, which is coming up beginning of the week here, Tim, will be well stacked with some North Side reps.
The entire infield.
As Chris Bryant, you said it, Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, John Lester, Addison Russell, Jake Arrieta, Ben Zorbis, and Dexter Fowler. Now, Tim, this is the second most starters from one team in MLB history. But it is a little bit bittersweet because after starting off red hot and being the odds-on favorite to win the whole World Series, the Cubs have fallen to 9-17 in their past 26 games.
Yeah.
And last year's Cy Young stud, winning pitcher Jake Arrieta, losing 3 of 4. 3 of his 4 of his last starts here. So
Lackey now
3 of his last starts. Excuse me.
Lackey now 0 for 6 in his last 6.
Yeah.
Lester not doing hot at all.
Yeah, tonight's bout against Pittsburgh, man, saw Cubs All-Star John Lester finish the first half. Finish the first half on a down note. lasting just 4.1 innings in his final 2 outings, while giving up 13 runs.
How dare you?
His ERA rose from 2.03 on June 28th to 3.01 after Saturday's game against the Pirates, including in the bottom of the 5th when rookie first baseman Josh Bell blasted a pinch hit grand slam out of the park, making the game 7-11.
How nice for your first
in favor of the Bucks.
How nice for your first major league game. You put
How about it against the Red Hot Cubs, man?
One swing that lands you 4 RBIs.
Boom, shaka-laka-laka.
There's a few other things that need to be said about the Cubbies. In the last 50, they're under 500.
Yeah. They no longer have the best record. That belongs to the San Francisco Giants.
That is, yes. And then I thought it was the Rangers had the best record.
That was the Giants, sir.
Maybe it was. Yeah, well, maybe it changed in the last 2 days. But
they're still leading the division. They're still over the Cards.
Still
which
leading,
is important.
But their 15-game lead is now down to half of that within 2 weeks.
Yes,
because Pittsburgh keeps winning somehow.
Yes.
And they're beating the Cubs now.
Yes.
Which grants you a game. You know, you get half a game if you win and they lose. But if you win against them and they lose, that's a whole game, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that how it works?
I believe so.
So, I mean, that's a sure way for them to catch up quick, and it's not cool, man. I've been listening to the Score as well as ESPN all week. That's all I listen to in the radio.
Same
car.
here.
And the guys on ESPN are pretty scared about what might happen in the second half of baseball for the Cubs.
Right.
Score, however, they're telling you to stay calm because they've seen Joe Madden.
Right.
They've seen because right now the trade deadline is coming. I guess it is All-Star Weekend, right?
Right.
But there's some sort of 10-day layover where if you got something in the works, it'll pop up 10 days later.
Sure.
And you know that Epstein is great. He's great at drafting.
Oh, yeah.
He's great at scouting. He's great at bringing people that want to come to play.
And he's great at cutting people because he got rid of Alfonso Soriano and that ridiculous contract of his.
Oh, my goodness. What a waste of money. And then he goes to the Yankees and he puts up like 300.
Well, he was remember he was in Washington, he was Mr. 40-40, man.
Yeah,
40 stolen bases and 40 home runs.
Yeah.
What happened to that on the north side? He didn't do none of that.
No, because I believe there's something that goes on in that field, dude. There's some spiritual entity or something that just gets people going in jitters, and then you can't play like I don't want to bring it up, but the 2003 when 4 outs away,
5 outs away from the World Series.
From the World Series, and then
they let some nerd man in the outfield, man, with headphones on and a hat and sandals and socks.
You can't even blame it on him because the next play, Alex Gonzalez
right through his legs, man.
Botched the easiest double play. There was a Cubs, I forget who it was, but like a former Cubs hitting coach or something was on ESPN. He's like, before that game, he was saying, if there was you needed a double play, that was the guy to get it.
Right. That was Don Baylor, though. That was on Don Baylor. Man. He should have came out. He could have put in Matt Clement. He would come in and did the whole, like Green Bay Packer and Rodgers said, RELAX. Relax.
Yeah.
Relax. We got this.
How is it Baylor still floating around? He seems to find his way on the teams that are in like the top 5 of their league. Like the Reds, dude. How does he inherit such a stacked team?
I am not one for living in the past as far as sports go, Tim, but this situation with the Chicago Cubs is similar to the 2005 World Series champion Chicago White Sox, who were in first place after opening day.
I heard
and
that,
then in August saw their 15-game lead diminished down to 1-game lead over Cleveland. Ozzie Guillen came out and said, "We suck and we need to fix this." And sure enough, they did. Went on one of the best postseason streaks in playoff history and won the World Series, man. So if the Cubs, and again, I'm not a Cubs fan, but I will be happy for the team if they win. If they are the team of destiny and they are the ones to get it done, they'll get it done, man.
They'll get it.
They have some hitters. I've seen a game they've been down 4 or 5 runs, all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing now is they're hitting all them runs, but they're giving up just as many. Like no lead has been in the last 5 games that I've watched.
No lead is safe.
No lead is safe. Yeah. Every time they put up 2, the bottom half of the inning, they give up 2, or they give up 3, or they give up a grand slam. Right. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch as a fan because I've been there for like 30 years, and anytime we're on the precipice of success, the rug gets pulled out from underneath them. And then I got friends who are just dancing circles around me when it happens, and I can't stand it because they're Sox fans.
Right. I mean, come on, man. We got something to puff our chest out about, man.
I know.
What happened to Jose Abreu, man? I love you, Jose, but where's that bat at, bro?
Yeah.
Rookie of the year, man. You were supposed to be our power hitter, man.
Where is he now?
Where's the run support? We have no run support.
Yeah,
we have no pitching support. What am I talking about, man?
It's hard for Sale to win games,
They got to get rid of Robin Ventura.
I don't disagree. I mean, it's not always the best option to hire a former player as your coach. Sure, he knows the game, but...
Right. Well, it worked for Ozzie Guillen.
Well, because Ozzie was ruthless the way he called games.
Right, and Ozzie had won with the Marlins, who was on that 2003 team that beat the Cubs.
Yeah,
and NLCS.
Well, way to bring that one around.
Well, now you got who's in the Folds there. You got AJ Pierzynski, baby.
That dude's still playing.
No, he wants to coach, man. He wants to save the Sox, man.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's still playing.
Last I heard, he got bounced around. What was he with Boston? And he might have been on the Braves, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's on the Braves.
He's on the Braves, man. And he talk about God knows fundamentals. I'll never forget that play when they ruled it the ground pitch. And he said, strike three, but he never called him out, never tagged out. Ran to first base, and had a pinch runner. And who comes up? Joe Creedy, and boom, son. And that's right. They took a decisive game two. It was a game two, I believe, in the World Series against the Houston Astros.
I'm a fan of baseball, so I can honestly say that in 2005, when they were having that awesome start, and then like you said, it was kind of similar to what's going on with the Cubs this year. But then, like after the All-Star break, they just set fire to the league,
Yeah.
And it was, the playoffs, dude. It was so amazing to watch. Like they were smashing Boston.
They smashed Boston, who just won the World Series before and ended their drought, their curse of the Bambino, 80 years on Boston. Yeah. Then they go up against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah.
And they beat them. Well, they lost one game. They lost the first game. Then they were able to beat them. And then, sure enough, man, they go on red hot. And who's afraid of the Astros, man? Who's afraid of the Killer Bees, man?
Yeah.
And Fat Elvis and boom, man. Biggio, Bagwell,
yeah.
and they beat them, man. What a great time to be a Sox fan, of course, man. And go in there and swept them, and Ozzie did it, man. And he put in the big guy. Give me the big stuff, man.
Yeah,
give me big Bobby Jenks, man.
Yeah, he would do that. He'd come out.
He's like, come on. He's like, give me big and wide. Give me big and wide.
And
give me big boy.
The other dude, he'd be like, give me the skinny one.
Give me the skinny one, man. It's okay, man. We pitching no good and hitting, but we won the game. It's okay.
Dude, man, the first game I saw, one of the first games I saw was the Sox game at Old Comiskey.
Oh, man, what a great place to be.
He was shortstop. Who else? They had Steve Sachs. They had Carlton Fisk. They had
Pudge Face. Love Pudge.
Yeah, they had Lance Johnson. They had.
Now you're going back there, brother.
Dude, yeah, that was a good team. And then
absolutely.
I think one of the very first games I saw was I mentioned this on your Facebook page about Sammy Sosa coming as a Ranger.
Yeah.
A week after he hit a bomb off of Clemens. Yeah, dude.
That's right before he became a White Sox, then a Cub.
Yeah, and you look at it and you're like, man, how skinny was that dude?
Yeah, and then he put on 80 pounds of sheer juice, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that. Baseball been very, very good to me, man.
Yeah, more like the steroids.
Yeah, right.
Dude, when him and McGuire were having a home run race.
98.
I went to 10 games that season.
Amazing.
And
they got to forgive him, man. Come on. He was their face. He was the face of the franchise, and I know we left on bad terms, but it's Sammy Sosa, man. I mean,
he brought fans to that stadium.
Well, after the strike, man, that's what
the home run race.
Sosa and McGuire, man, made baseball what it is, man.
It was necessary.
Absolutely.
To keep the game alive. You had the short.
Chicks stick the long ball, man.
They do. And the heavy wood.
Yeah, again, man, the Cubs got to figure it out, man. They really, really do, man. I mean, again, it's great for the city, man. I want to see Bill Murray throw out the first pitch, man. Yeah. I'd love to see him come back.
Yeah, he's got to because he's no spring chicken, man.
He's not, man.
And this new Ghostbusters movie,
it
may bury him. And
he approved it. He said these are some of the funniest chicks, being Kristen Wiig and Chicago's very own Melissa McCarthy. And I love the girls that are on there. The two chicks, Kate McKinnon, and then and what's her name? The African American girl, the big girl, man. man.
I've never seen her before.
She's funny. She's a funny chick, man. And I mean, you know what? It's again, Hollywood's run out of ideas.
It opened this weekend, didn't it?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Man, they've been hyping this movie for
they have been
2
for
years.
a while.
It's like a Star Wars.
Right. Well, it's basically the female Ghostbusters, kind of like a bridesmaid. So Paul Feig, who actually did Bridesmaid in the movie The Heat, is going to be directing it. So
I think they're just trying to hold out for the most revenue, like
of
for
course.
the most viewers they
Yeah,
can. So
of course.
what's the hot? They
did the song came out that they did the song with Missy Elliott that came out, and was it Fall Out Boy?
Yeah,
I believe
they dragged her out.
That was a horrible song.
They dragged
man.
them out of the corner,
Right.
of obscurity.
Right.
Because who here was demanding for Fall Out Boy and Missy Elliott?
Not me, man.
She was
I'd rather take Bobby Brown, man, with the sequel to Ghostbuster. Well, we're on our own.
Yeah, it
That's
was
right.
up to us. We got to
take control.
Gotta
Take control. They call them Ghostbusters and in the road.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, anything's got to be better than the sequel to Ghostbusters, really, man. Even though you had Vigo the Terrible.
Vigo the Carpathian.
That's right, the Carpathian.
Yeah,
who
remember?
actually, his other note to fame, he was one of the henchmen in Die Hard. The first Die Hard.
Yeah,
that's right, under Hans Gruber.
Yeah. He was
Did you say yippee-ki? Hey, I was at the, you check this out. I was at the bank this morning before breakfast, and sure enough, the plate's in front of me in good old Elgin, yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
And I stopped this guy, and I told him, I'm like, that's Die Hard. I'm like, dude, you just made my day.
Yeah. I love nerding out when I see like little things like
Absolutely.
that.
And Die Hard, people, for those of you kids that are born after 1995,
It's the best Christmas film ever.
It's one of the best love stories too. What's more romantic than a estranged husband coming to LA to visit his wife? He's a New York cop, and Bruce Willis, talking about his breakout role, goes into a building, it's her office party, and the building gets overrun by terrorists, and he takes them all single-handedly with his wit and with his just sheer will, man. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, man. What a great story.
I love that one scene when he brings up that thing to call the police, and he's like, "No crap, lady. Does it sound like
I'm ordering a
Yeah.
pizza?" And it's just everything about that movie, man. Well done. John McTiernan did it. Jan de Bont.
Who was the director?
McTiernan. John
Okay.
McTiernan was a director. Jan de Bont was one of the filmed it, basically. Filmed the scenes. A bunch of other action people
what?
in it help write it. So absolutely. And good sequels too. Part
I
2 rock.
love-
Part 3 rock.
Part 2 was kind of like
it was
it's
good. It was
but
still
it's-
good.
But 1 and 3 are the standout
Yeah,
films,
Sam Jackson
dude.
in it, basically in New York, kind of a cat and mouse
As
game.
I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives.
That's right, the
7
riddle
wives and
stuff,
7
yeah.
sacks, 7 cats.
And Jeremy Irons, who's the new Alfred in the new Batman movies and
That
stuff.
is
What
true.
a great villain!
That is true.
And then the twist that they had with the first one, Part 4 was still passable. Justin Long, it was more of cyber crimes. And
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it didn't take in one day like the other ones did. It basically stretched it out.
And Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, thank you. Kevin Smith made a cameo in it. Decent movie. We're not even going to talk about Part 5, man. That is not a Die Hard movie to me. That felt forced. It was PG-13.
That's the one with his son, right?
That's the one with his son,
That's
with
the one I
Jai
haven't
Courtney.
seen. Yeah,
skip it.
yeah.
If you guys are listening, action fans, skip Die Hard 5. They're
Hard.
supposed to be coming back with one more. And it's supposed to be the 30th anniversary. He goes to Japan. From what I've read, from what I've read online and blogged, he basically it's the anniversary of what happened in Nakatomi. They give him a special award, and then sure enough, somehow a Gruber comes back.
No,
That's what yes.
There's another Gruber.
There's another Gruber.
Nice.
Knows that John McClane is in Japan, accepting for the Nakatomi thing.
So now
and
he wants to blow up
yeah,
the building.
yippee-ki-yay one more time, baby.
Oh man,
But kind of a not a reboot, but they kind of show they're gonna have an actor, I guess, play like a younger Bruce Willis and taking him back to the mean streets of New York. So I mean, it's if you're an action nerd like I am, action movie nerd, man, this is beautiful.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna have to do it for Jay, Sal, and I. This has been a pleasure to broadcast to you from WNUR John J. Lewis Hall on the fabulous Northwestern campus. Home of the Wildcats, who may have a good season this year.
Absolutely, let's do it, man. Pat Fitzgerald, man, let's do it, brother.
Also, this is WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago, Chicago's sound experiment. I'd say stay tuned for awesome programming, but there's no DJ here right now. So that means I've got to turn you over to Zeta. And I know you don't want that. But before I go, I'm going to leave you with some Tupac because that's what I do. Jay, you got any last words, man?
Another pleasure being on here, guys. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Had fun, my friend. We covered a lot, and we had, talk some serious stuff, and we were able to talk some silly stuff and some sports, man. This is, man, love what we do, man.
Yeah, we got
and thank you for having me on again.
No problem, man. Anytime. So with that said, if you'd like to continue to follow us on the Facebook, you could do so by going to the Laugh or Else Radio Show fan page. Once again, it's Laugh or Else Radio Show on Facebook. Just put it in the search bar. If you'd like to reach out to us if you'd like to reach out to us on the Twitter, you could do so by using the hashtag LOERadio. Laugh or Else, LOERadio.
Get it?
And you'll also encounter our Twitter page there as well. Also, if you'd like to look for some previous materials that you may not have heard, I've got a YouTube page dedicated to all that. It's called
Check us out.
Laugh or Else Radio Show.
How about that? Man,
I'm united with all my social media.
You're going to unite us, Tim. You're going to be the one to unite us this country, bro, and the people of Chicago. I believe in you, brother.
I wouldn't be the leader. No.
Yes, you would.
For J. Sal, the mixologist.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chicago.
I am Timur Radicek. I've had fun. See us again next week at the same time, midnight to 2. With that said, here's some Pac for you. It's WNUR, Evanston, and Chicago.